Bizarre Brain Comics. Hello, my comic book friends, and welcome to Bizarre Brain Comics. I am Gary, your host. And this is where I like to take a look at some older comics, talk a little bit about the characters and creators, and examine the stories and the art. And this time, I want to take a look at this issue here, which is Justice League and Mighty Morphin Power Rangers number 2. The crossover event from DC and Boom Studios Comics from 2017. And this has sports a nice character-filled cover by, what's his name? Carl Kerschel, I think is how you pronounce his name. I'm totally unfamiliar with him. It's got two of the main characters most prominent, and then surrounded by all the other secondary characters and of the teams, the respective teams. And this is issue 2 of a 6-issue miniseries, which I don't remember ever seeing before, which doesn't mean anything. And after having read this, I found it interesting. And I wouldn't mind reading the entire thing. I've never been a big fan of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, but and the Power Rangers is an American superhero TV series, live action, premiering on Fox Kids in 1993. It became a pop culture phenomenon in the 90s and was the first entry in the Power Rangers franchise of shows. Of course, it originated as a Japanese show, Sentai Zyuranger, which is part of the Super Sentai franchise. And stock footage from that show was used with newly shot dialogue and framing sequences for the American show during the first season. Second and third seasons used footage from Gosei Sentai Dairanger and Ninja Sentai Kaku Ranger shows. Subsequent series featured different Rangers, cast, and mecha. I remember when I was an adult. I remember before that show premiered, and I was seeing the ads for it. And I thought, oh, that looks interesting. Be something new. It could be really cool. And I was incredibly disappointed when I saw it. Oh, it was bad. But the kids loved it. So from my adult perspective, it sucked big time, and it still sucks. But there have been several comic series based on the show. From 94 to 95, there were 13 issues from Hamilton Comics, and that's the one I remember. I remember reading a couple of issues of that, and I liked the comic. I don't remember anything specific, but I remember liking the comic more than I liked the show. And then Marvel had a short run, and in 2016, Boom Studios started a reboot series which was set in the present, and this would be part of that. And I have seen the individual issues once in a while at the comic shop on the new comics stand, but I've never bought any of them. I might have to just to check it out, except they're always in the middle of a storyline, and I hate that. I hate that because there's no real good jumping on point, it seems. So in this book, the interior art, it was written by Tom Taylor, with the interior art by Stephen Byrne. And the quality of the artwork is very good. The only problem I've got, which I think extends to this cover, is that's just to my eye, is that it looks like it was all drawn on a computer. which I don't like. All drawn and colored. I may be wrong. Maybe it was drawn on by hand on paper, but it doesn't look like it, and I just don't like that. So we open it up, and we start. Okay, this is issue 2. Well, it seems that this follows the regular pattern of stuff like this. It's a crossover. 2 super teams. They accidentally meet and fight because they think the other's the bad guys, and then they make up, and then they band together to fight a common foe. So, and that's the way this seems. Starts off in Gotham City. The Rangers, said, where'd the red guy go? Of course, he's talking about the Flash because they can't see him zipping around. There's their aircraft, and the Pink Ranger, who's in the pterodactyl Zord, flying around, and said, there's a guy flying around up here. And basically saying, excuse me, miss, I'm going to have to ask you to land your pterodactyl. And there's Green Lantern and Flash is zooming around them guys, puts them in a green bubble, but they morph, and their Zords appear. Mastodon Dino Zord, very action-packed and dramatic, kind of like the show. Is Triceratops, Dino Zord, etc., etc., etc. And they grow and smash through the bubble, the energy bubble. So now they're up against bigger stakes, and they fight, smashing GL's shield, caught by Flash, and Cyborg zooms in, and he tries to take down the giant robots. Fight, and get the Red Ranger apart from his Zord. Flash does. Just about to slug him hard when Soups stops and says, up, wait a second. And we find out that Wonder Woman, using her magic lasso of truth, has gotten the Pink Ranger, and she's got the story. So don't stop. They got them. So now they compare notes. It turns out that they had appeared from their universe into the Justice League universe and attacked Batman because, well, he's grim and dark, and they thought he was the bad guy. And even Flash says, if I didn't know him, I'd attack him too. I think he's the bad guy. So meanwhile, so it tells it teleported here by accident, along with their villain, Lord Zed. Then we switch to Lord Zed. He appeared somewhere orbiting in space, beamed aboard a ship, and see some little aliens. Turns out he has been reduced and put inside a bottle city. So he can control himself. He grows, smashes out of the city, out of the bottle, and confronts Brainiac. I'm not thrilled with this version of Brainiac. I like the robotic body look. Anyway, that's immaterial. They kind of realize that they have some mutual goals in mind. They decide to work together, and then back to our heroes as they're discussing. We've got to find this evil Zed, Lord Zed, and get him and you guys back to your own universe. When suddenly, all over the world, these alien monsters, giant alien monsters, are attacking cities. Boom, boom, boom. We got them in Tokyo, of course, Melbourne, Australia, Egypt, Ireland. And then, JLA has to take off. Said, you brought this here. That's Batman. You brought this here. Yes, and we'll help you fight it. This is what we do. Dun, dun, dun. Heroes versus monsters. Setting up for the next issue. And it looks like a lot of fun, really. And I wouldn't mind reading the entire series if I can find them cheap. Or a trade paperback reprint. And it is a lot of fun. Of course, probably does not fit into the continuity of either team, either publisher, but it's still a lot of fun. And that is all that I've got for you this time. It's some nice artwork. Even though I don't like the computer, all the stuff drawn on computer, it looks flashy. The visual storytelling is done pretty well. Sometimes it's a little difficult to follow, but some great work on the Zords, and it has making the Rangers look more like real people, like they're proportioned like as they appear in the show, while maintaining the super appearance of the superheroes, regular superheroes. So that's it. Thank you for joining me. Please like, share, and subscribe. Are you a fan of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers? Did you grow up with them? I'm too old to have grown up with them, but but I was never thrown. They had two movies. Made, Mighty Morphin. I mean, live action theatrical movies, and I liked both of them. They had the one based on the original series, and it's been decades since I've seen it, but I remember liking it better than the show. I thought it was better made, but just all overall better produced. Of course, it was made for a theatrical movie, so it had a big budget. And then they have the new one that was made, 5 or 6 years ago, and I really like that one. The one that had Bryan Cranston in it. Yeah. And I really like that one. So, there we go. Did you like those movies? Did you like which series of the Power Rangers did you like the best, if any? Let me know in the comments below. And remember, comics are art.